Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So Evgeny Romanov knocks out Siarhei Liakhovich in the second round to remain undefeated and move to 15-0 as a pro with 12 knockouts. Evgeny Romanov, of course, is a Russian heavyweight prospect. He is actually now 35 years old, so he needs to get a move on and stay a bit more active. This was his first fight in over a year. He last fought in August 2019, so he's been out of the ring for more than a year. Good to see him back, but the level of opponent really wasn't anything special. Siarhei Liakhovich, of course, once upon a time, was a pretty good fighter. I believe he was actually WBO heavyweight champion at one point, so he was quite useful back in the day, but those days are long gone. As I said, 44 years old, he's lost 4 of his last 6 fights, and yeah, basically the guy's been past his best for well over a decade at this point, so you can't really read too much into this win for Evgeny Romanov, but ultimately he got the job done, won this fight by a second round knockout. First round, Liakhovich wasn't really doing much, just trying to sort of trot around the ring, throw a lazy jab, keep Romanov off of him, but he had nothing in the tank, nothing to really worry Romanov. Romanov was walking him down behind a tight high guard and a good jab. He was working the body relatively well, throwing left hooks around the guard of Liakhovich and also looping right hands as well. First round was a clear Romanov round. Towards the end of the round, you could see that Romanov was starting to hurt Liakhovich, and round 2 was where this fight ended. Romanov basically picked up where he left off round 1, applied pressure, throwing some hard right hands, hard left hooks. He got Liakhovich against the ropes. He was landing some nice hooks to the body, and I think he finished this fight with a right to the head, kind of dropped Liakhovich, and Liakhovich, he probably could have got up, but really he had nothing left, so he sat out for counts. And yeah, that resulted in Evgeny Romanov winning this fight by a second round stoppage. Like I said earlier, you can't really read too much into this because Liakhovich is over a decade past his best. Evgeny Romanov did what he had to do, didn't really take any punches, and he got the stoppage in quick fashion. That's exactly what we expected from him going into this fight. The key now for Evgeny Romanov is obviously to stay active. He's 35 years old at this point, so they don't really have any time to waste. It's time to start putting Evgeny Romanov in with better heavyweights, guys who can actually challenge him, and guys who, if he beats them, it's going to result in him getting a higher ranking within the sanctioning bodies. Somehow this fight actually had a WBO global belt on the line. How on earth Siarhei Liakhovich is fighting for one of those at this stage, God only knows. But Evgeny Romanov winning that belt will actually result in a good ranking within the WBO. And yeah, at this point for Evgeny Romanov, it's time now to start really stepping up the levels and fighting better competition. For his next fight, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight one of the more unknown prospects, because ultimately Evgeny Romanov's not going to get a fight against an elite level prospect or a well-known prospect. Maybe Evgeny Romanov could fight fellow Russian Apti Davtayev. That would be a great fight. He could fight the unbeaten Tyrone Spong. I think that'll make for a good fight. Maybe someone like Cassius Chaney, the American heavyweight prospect. These are the sort of guys I would like to see Evgeny Romanov fight next. If he can't fight one of those sort of guys, fight a well-known journeyman, someone like Eric Molina, for example, guys who are at least recognisable, maybe even someone like Erkan Tepe. These are the sort of fights I want to see from Evgeny Romanov next, and should he win that sort of fight, then obviously step up to a higher level. But yeah, there's no messing around now with Evgeny Romanov. He needs to step up, and he needs to do it quickly, because before he knows it, he'll be past his best, and we won't really know how good this guy is. Me personally, I believe he will actually get found out when he steps up the levels. He's a smaller heavyweight. I believe he's like 6'1". He's pretty mechanical, throws punches with good technique, good body shots, nice jab, nice straight right. But ultimately, he's not really a quick heavyweight, not of hand or foot speed. And ultimately, I just think the guy's too small. But he could be involved in some fun fights if you match him correctly. For example, Evgeny Romanov versus Dominic Breazeale. I'm sure that would be a really fun fight. But he's going to be one of those sort of fighters, in my opinion. Entertaining, but ultimately too small to really compete with the top heavyweights, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, share your thoughts below. Beanie Guy Delboy. Peace.